All right, in this video, we're gonna be prepping the surface behind me for drywall. To do that, we need to remove our outlets from our outlet boxes, install metal cover plates where our wire goes through our studs. We also need to fill the holes at the bottom with spray foam. We're gonna remove this vent, and then we're gonna install our insulation. And stay till the end. I just learned a pretty interesting way to cut insulation that will save a lot of time. So let's get to it. First thing we're gonna start off with is these metal plates. You take these and you install them on top of your 2x4. And what this does is it prevents people from putting in a nail or screw through your 2x4 and hitting the power wire that's behind it. So as you can see, this is going to prevent someone in the future from running a screw or nail in here and then hitting your power cable. All right, now it's time for us to remove these outlets. I've already gone downstairs and cut my breaker, so there's no risk in getting shocked or starting a fire. All right, so I'm gonna go through and unscrew all of them first and then come back and deal with the wires. This one's already unscrewed, so is this one. Let's deal with the wires now. All right, there's one outlet. I'm just gonna take and tuck these wires up in the box. And one more. All right, and I'm gonna throw this whole outlet away because I'm gonna upgrade all the outlets in here anyways. So the next step here, let's get rid of this old thing. All right, now how we're gonna patch the hole is, I'm gonna cut a length of 2x4 and I'm just gonna install it between here and there. But one thing I think is really strange is I've never seen this on the exterior wall of a house. This is like a 1/2-inch foam. When I pulled everything down, I expected to see plywood behind it like you can see here. But I thought it was really strange that there's this foam in the place of the plywood. So if you guys know what this is all about, or if you've ever seen this before, let me know. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, let me cut that 2x4. So I think it would be 15 inches wide. All right, so I just cut a piece of 2x4, a little bit under 14¼ inches. So let's go ahead and see if we can install it to cover up this hole. Let's put one more screw in it just for good measure on this side to keep it from rotating. And we will call it a day. All right, looks good to me. Next thing we're gonna do is probably fill the holes at the bottom with spray foam. So I got this stuff from Lowe's a little while ago. Apparently it's great stuff, as advertised, and it's for gaps and cracks. Now I've heard this stuff is a mess. All right, so while we're waiting for this hateful spray foam to dry, let's go ahead and talk about our insulation. So the insulation I pulled out of this wall was R11, as you can see over there. I went to Lowe's right before turning on the camera and I picked up some R13. I'm assuming that's better than R11. I actually didn't see any R11, but R13 was the cheapest out of all the insulation I saw. So let's go ahead and open up the pack. And well, first, let's measure our distance between the top of this 2x4 and the bottom of this 2x4. And that'll tell us how long we need to cut our pieces of insulation. All right, so it's like 92.5, but I'm gonna try and cut at 93. All right, so I don't think I've ever used insulation like this, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So I'm thinking that I'm just gonna roll this out. Actually, let's do this first. I know that I'm gonna need 93 inches. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna butt up one end of the insulation against this wall over here and then measure 93 inches out, make a mark on the floor. That way, I only have to measure once. All right, make a mark at 93. All right, so the way that I saw to cut this was with the paper side up. But I can do it, I think, with the paper side down. The way they did it in the video, they put a 2x4 over top of the insulation like this, and I took that razor knife and just ran it right down. So what I'm gonna do is basically the same thing. It's just, I'm gonna put a 2x4 under it and use another 2x4 as my marking gauge. I think that's about 93 right there. All right, it's the perfect length. Let me cut this thing around the box. All right, that looks good to me. Let me go ahead and do the rest of them. All right, from my understanding, when you're installing insulation, the paper side of your insulation needs to go towards the climate controlled area of your house. Let's do some stapling. All right, so I'm gonna finish up stapling. I really appreciate you guys watching. In the next video, we're gonna be putting up drywall, so stay tuned for that.